2 weeks ago, I did a video on the Chicago Mothman, and I have a bit of an update on that. For those that haven't seen the video, in the last year, Chicago has had a large number of reports of sightings of flying humanoid figures. Since I made that video, there has been a total of 4 new sightings. I will quickly go over them before I continue. On August 4th, in River Forest, Illinois, a woman was walking with her 3 daughters. They saw a gigantic humanoid bat flying above the treetops. She showed it to her daughters when it suddenly turned and flew toward them. The 2 youngest cowered down and began screaming. The bat flew above them over a football field and vanished. August 9th, 2017, on North Lakeshore Drive and East Schiller Street, a couple was walking when a large creature flew toward them about 20 feet in the air. It flew around a bit and looked in a few windows before the couple decided to continue walking. They quickly went to go into the house they were visiting when it flew and hovered in front of them about 25 feet away. They claimed it had red eyes. The creature was seen by several others before it flew away. They gave an incredibly detailed description that matches most other sightings as well. Offshore Ohio Street Beach, on August 10th, a witness saw what they described as a giant owl flying above the lake. The witness watched it for about a minute before it dipped out of sight. The witness claims to be on the administrative staff for the city government and states that the sightings haven't gone unnoticed. They stated that there are people that don't want the sightings to jeopardize the money to be earned from tourists during the summer. And finally, on August 13th at Grant Park, a couple saw something flying overhead. They ignored it and continued to walk until they noticed a strange creature in a clearing. It noticed them and they were able to see it face to face. Another group of people walked up to it from the other side and began pointing and shouting at it. It was at this time the creature unfolded its wings and took off into the air. They described the cryptid like most of the others. 7-foot-tall black creature with red glowing eyes. On top of these sightings, there have also been several sightings that happened earlier this year that were only just reported. This phenomenon is incredible and only getting more interesting as time goes on. I titled my last video, "Is Mothman Living in Chicago?" as a clickbait attempt to drive views, but I was only meaning to imply that that is one possibility, not stated as a fact. So in an effort to show some alternative options, I went searching for similar cryptids, and I found something that is very interesting. So let's talk about Batsquatch. Silly names aside, this cryptid has an appearance that is a near perfect match to whatever is being seen in Chicago. The Batsquatch is a flying cryptid seen in both California and Washington state. It's described as a large humanoid covered in blue fur. It's said to have sharp teeth, bird-like feet, and massive bat-like wings. This cryptid is often reported as 9 feet tall. Also, and this is very interesting to me, Batsquatch is thought by some to be misunderstood sightings of Mothman. This is because when he's often seen, he affects the cars that are nearby. The other feature that really stands out is the fact that its eyes glow red, or sometimes yellow. When it comes to sightings, there isn't many, and because so many of the sightings have been proven false, I only have a few that are interesting enough to mention. The first sighting supposedly happened in 1980 during the Mount St. Helens explosion. The cryptid was said to be seen in the clouds. The next one happened in 2009, near Mount Shasta in California. The witness saw a huge Batsquatch-looking creature fly from a crevice in the mountain. And that's about it. Normally, I wouldn't even consider doing a video on this cryptid, because the sightings are so sketchy, it has the ability to shut down cars by being nearby, and the fact that so many people believe it came from a volcano during an eruption. However, given the similarities it has to what's being seen in Chicago, I feel more confident covering it. Let me just say now, I'm not claiming to know what's going on in Chicago, but I do think it's a mistake to simply label it as a Mothman. I'm gonna try and keep you guys updated on all that goes on with this cryptid. if it ever existed.